All right, it is 2 o'clock and it is time to talk about email again, this time at the organizational level. I have Bob Bickle and a couple other team members on the webinar with us. We expect to get quite a number of questions. If you've never been on one of our webinars before or it's been a while, we do a lot of nice things to make this a nice process for you. So first of all, we record this session. So if you end up having to leave, no problem. We'll send you a recording of this afterwards. We'll also send you the slides and notes. And then if you come across things that you'd like to ask, please put that in the questions box. We will either answer that or save them for the end and answer that for everyone. If it's a really complex question, we'll probably reach out to you after the webinar and try to assist you with that more complex question. So with that, let's go ahead and go over our agenda. So today's agenda is we're going to talk about our free email marketing capabilities. What is organization email marketing? Who can use email marketing from an organization, and how the organizational email marketing works. And we are calling this a beta release. And the reason is that there's quite a bit more functionality we intend to add. So we know that there's some things that we have on the list that aren't quite out yet. We're also going to be talking about what is on that to-do list. So who are we? So we have 3 brands: RunSignup, which many of you are familiar with. We have GiveSignup, and we have TicketSignup. And so our mission is to make it free and easy for small businesses and nonprofits to generate more revenue and grow their events and engage their audiences. In total, we've helped raise over $1.5 billion with our customers. And we always have the idea of, if we're creating software, it's for everyone and it's free and easy to use. And it's specifically tied to the event industry. And the last piece is that we always want you to be in control of your events. So we've, over the years, invested quite a bit in email marketing, and it's always been free. And the number on this screen here, if it doesn't shock you, it shocked me. I had no idea we sent out 342 million emails last year. That's incredible. This week, I actually was speaking with a customer about some of the different email marketing tools that we were utilizing with their race. And over the past 90 days, some of our automated emails, such as our incomplete registration, as well as I set up an incomplete registration final ask email, it generated over $4,000 in sales. And again, these are automated emails, meaning I didn't do anything, the race director didn't do anything, it just kind of reminded people that they didn't finish registering. So these are really powerful tools that we constantly are investing and trying to understand the best practices to implement within our software. So one of the things that we've noticed is that our email platform right now is specifically only really used at the individual race or event level. And so many of our customers, being small businesses or small nonprofits, are still having to pay for separate email platforms such as Constant Contact and MailChimp. So one of our goals for 2022 is continue to develop and iterate upon a platform that would allow our customers to be able to potentially release their contracts with Constant Contact or MailChimp or other email services. And that will come at different times for different customers, depending on how many of these features that we add that are kind of necessary for them to do that. And then roll that into our normal processing fee structure, meaning there's no additional fee for turning this on. A few weeks ago, we went over the email version 2. And so we have this available now in our ticket platform and registration platform. We have worked really hard to make this specific to events. You can build lists on a per event basis. You can send as many emails as you would like. You can upload external lists that are called contacts. And you can also do replacement tags with that, meaning if you upload a list and you've uploaded and mapped the first name and last name of the people in that list, we can then send first name, last name emails, or even things like zip code, et cetera, or event that they registered for using our replacement tags, which sometimes people might call those merge fields. And then we've built a new email template builder that allows you to build these really nice looking emails that work not only on desktop, but also on mobile, and some great toggles to show you how those emails look on both styles. And then finally, this is something that more and more of our customers are utilizing, is personalizing those emails with custom data replacement tags. Is what I meant earlier when you were uploading those lists, but it's even more powerful if you're using our registration or ticket platform, where you can include, I had a customer who had a need to be able to ask participants to be able to edit their registration, you can actually plug in a unique edit registration link for each participant or ticket holder, so that if they need to transfer or edit something within their record, they just click on that link and put in their password. So organizational email marketing, what exactly is that and what does it include? I'm going to ask Bob to just kind of maybe lay out our idea behind organizational email.
So we have a lot of customers that have a number of events on our platform. And so what we wanted to do, initially we came out with email and it was specific to each individual event. But we know that customers want to send emails across all of their customers. And so this is why we came out with the organizational email. The mapping is that it's mapped to your payment account. So any event that you have under your payment account, so you might have a 5K, you might have a gala, but you'd be able to see all of the attendees, all the donors, everybody, all the volunteers within all of that within the organization email marketing template or tool. At a later point in time in the next probably about 1 to 2 months, we'll have partner level email marketing version 2. There's partner email marketing currently that will go to this version 2 in about 2 months time. But this is available for any customer within their payment account. So you'll see all of that. And the same attributes that Brian's talked about as unlimited contact uploads and unlimited emails applies to this as well.
Yeah, one of the other nice things is unsubscribe management as well. So if you build lists and people unsubscribe, people can unsubscribe from these lists and we'll maintain that for you. One of the questions that we got a few weeks ago when we unveiled our new email platform was unsubscribes. Is that right now, if you have external unsubscribes, you would want to upload that as a custom list and be able to exclude that. In the future, we are going to look at a more elegant solution of being able to potentially upload unsubscribes. But for the time being, if you upload the list as an unsubscribe and exclude, then we can make sure that anyone who had unsubscribed from your list prior to your migration to our platform will still not receive those emails.
I'll add one other caution, kind of downside to organizational email. If you have a lot of events, there's a lot of individual contact lists because we're going to show you each year and each event and so forth. And so it can be a lot of individual contact lists. And we're going to be putting out new releases over the coming weeks that will kind of incrementally improve how you can sort and look at those contacts. So it'll be easier to just grab everybody or to exclude a certain set of older participants or people that are already signed up for an event.
Yeah, so if you're an existing customer of RunSignup, GiveSignup, or TicketSignup, and you have a payment account, you can sign up for it. And if you're saying, hey, I want to go play with that right now while we're on the webinar, you absolutely can. If you go to, I looked at this on the RunSignup, but there's similar functionality on GiveSignup and TicketSignup. But if you go to RunSignup, you click on features. Under the features, there's free email marketing, and you can click there and create your organizational email account. If you're not currently a customer of ours, we do have a way for you to use this platform for up to 6 months. So existing customers, so you can send to all contacts and all events, as well as all custom contacts. So what's really useful about this is the ability to cross-promote multiple events, or where I think a lot of customers are going to get benefit from this is monthly newsletters. So you can kind of pull in all those contacts and send out, what's going on with your organization. So new customers, I mentioned a little bit about this. You'll go through a wizard, you'll set up payment with us, and then the idea is that in the next 6 months, you'll plan to do either a donation campaign, a peer-to-peer event, a registration event, or a ticket event in the next 6 months. We won't be able to pre-populate your list with any contacts because we wouldn't have any, but you would be able to upload your external contacts. So I've mentioned a little bit about how to use the organizational email. So we're going to walk you through some of the steps as well as some of the functionality here. And then finally, at the end, we're going to walk through a quick little demo. So like many of our products, well, actually, this is what I mentioned earlier. So this is the page that you will hit if you click on features on RunSignup or GiveSignup or products on the ticket signup. You will then be able to click on this link here and create your organizational email account. And then here is that process. So step one is giving us information about your organization, uploading your organization's logo, and then providing the street address. This will be default info for your headers and footers and email templates. You can edit this, but you would do this after you complete the wizard. We're also going to ask you a little bit of information about your organization. If you're a nonprofit, do you have events? If so, how many events? And then you're going to agree to our terms of use of the email platform. So the next step, if you're a current customer, is really easy. Is you can link one of your existing payment accounts. And when you link the existing payment account, that automatically unlocks the email platform for you. If you are not a customer, you will then go through our payment underwriting process, and you would say, well, why do I have to set up payment? We're not going to charge you for this, but this is to ensure that we know who is using our email platform, and it allows us to ask for information. And in case there's some sort of issue, there is a relationship between our organization, your organization, and plus it's free email. So this is kind of our ask of our free email platform, is to really know exactly who's utilizing our platform. So dashboard, once you finish creating your organizational email account, this will land you to a page that shows you what's going on with your account. So you've got a couple quick actions. You can send an email or create a list. You'll also see the connected payment account. You'll see how many recent emails you sent, how many contacts you have, and how many custom lists that you have. So we are going to be adding a lot more analytics and data that'll be populating on this page. That's why you're going to see quite a bit of white space on this page for the time being, is that we intend to add more analytics to this page in the future. So email, if you've used the new email version 2 on a race or ticket event, you will notice the new interface, and this is exactly the same. So it's built on the same architecture. So you'll easily be able to send emails, confirm the edit and reply to emails. You can upload your custom lists. You can create and manage templates. You can view sent emails, which is probably Bob and I's favorite feature now, is you can send an email out, put a lot of effort out one time, and then click resend again, and then just edit the email lightly and then send it again, because I'm pretty sure that's what most of us do, because we don't want to write a bunch of emails. And then finally, you can view email reports in terms of, you know, opens and sends and things like that. So system contacts, if you do a lot of business with us, this may be a bit overwhelming at first, and we are going to be working hard to simplify this process. But you'll see across the top, so you'll have all of your lists, your custom lists, your donors, your attendees, which would be your tickets, and participants. So some of you may not have all of these different tabs because you may not have all of these enabled. And one thing you may notice is there's not a fundraisers tab that will be coming in the future. So you can then go through and build all of your lists to include and exclude. And then once you build that, you can also then include custom lists to build that really unique list that you're trying to target. And as Bob mentioned, one of the things is that you can get hyper granular by showing past events and then drilling if you really wanted to. Most people probably aren't going to be wanting to do that, but there is the capability to drill into each particular year in certain events and exclude or include. So system contacts, so you can see here on the screen, this is a great example of how they're using the include and exclude. So they're excluding their donors, they're including their ticket purchases, and participants in their running race. So this would be a simple way to potentially segment those lists. But again, you could get quite a bit more complex depending on how you wanted to build your list. So custom contacts, most of the people on this call probably have a list in some sort of shape or fashion that is not inside of our system. So you will then go through and export that list into a CSV, upload that into our system. You'll want to appropriately label that list so you know what it is. And if you want, you may break that list into multiple lists because you may want to be able to target or include, exclude those lists depending on what type of marketing that you're doing. And then we also support the ability for you to, auto tag from custom fields in that upload process. So once you add those lists, you'll see that show up under the custom list tabs, and then you'll easily be able to include and exclude those lists. And it's a great way for existing and new customers to get all of their lists, because what we're doing on the database side is we're sucking in all of your existing campaigns. So whether that's, a run, a walk, a ride, a ticket event, etc. Those are, if they're using us, we're automatically adding those people to your lists. And then these custom lists allow everything to get in sync. So once you've done that, you're going to get into the email builder. So you can use one of our default templates and go in and use one of those as the basis of sending out the email. You can design your own templates. You can add data replacement tags, such as first name or what event they're registered for. And you can then add content blocks, text, images, buttons, and much more. You'll start to see on the right-hand side, kind of over here, there's a lot of different options to build different custom sections within your email. And these are the types of things that we've been wanting to add for customers so that you can have more robust emails that look great. Not only look great on desktop, but they look great on mobile. One of the other features that I personally use a lot is scheduling emails. So you can schedule the email to go out on Monday at 10 a.m. and then the system will automatically send out this pre-built email. I like that because I like to get it done maybe a week or two ahead of time. And if I change my mind, I've got time to edit it. But then the email just goes out at the best time, which typically for me is my favorite time to send out email marketing is around 10 a.m. on Tuesdays. Finally, the lazy one, which is the copy and resend emails. So if you have an email newsletter, once you get it styled exactly the way you want, you can then resend that and then just change the content and send it back out. So basic info. So within your dashboard, you'll notice a tab labeled basic info. This is the information about your organization. So make sure that you're using an organization name that's similar to your payment account name. So it makes it easy if you have multiple payment accounts. And then you can use this to customize the header and footer of emails, but you also can customize this on a per email basis. So if you click on the organization tab, this allows you to give other people within your organization access to your email account. So if there's multiple people in your organization who need to be able to send out emails, you can support that. You can give them full access or you can give them non-financial access so they wouldn't be able to see the payment account information. So payment account, what this is showing you is the current payment account that you have linked. And our payment account determines which system contacts you have access. If you have multiple payment accounts, you can the system contacts automatically update when you switch the payment account. So create. One of the other things that we're trying to do with this email dashboard is make this a hub, a place that you feel comfortable, that you want to send your emails out, and then hopefully over time, we can encourage you to potentially do more business with us because that's really the idea behind this free email solution is you might not have used our ticket event platform, or maybe you've never done a peer-to-peer event with us before. Maybe you've never done an endurance event with us. You can click those buttons and get started for free. And if you're not sure what to do and you're still interested, you can click schedule a call and one of our team members will work with you to better understand our different solutions. All right, so let's take a look at the email marketing platform here. So the first thing I wanted to show, because this just makes me super happy, if you click on the top corner here, you can see how in my drop down here, there's my email marketing. So once you build this organizational email marketing account, this will show up in your profile, and this is how you'll easily be able to get back to that. So in the presentation, we talked a little bit about the dashboard here. So we can actually click on some of these things. So let's go ahead and click on recent emails. So we can see that an email was sent on March 1st, and here's the ID. So then we can go in and click on it, and now we can see the email. So this is, again, one of my favorite things because I'm a huge proponent of making sure your email looks really good on mobile. So you can then see what's this email going to look like on mobile. And then I can see the recipients, what list are being sent to, when the email was sent, how many people received it, etc. So then if I go back, again, using Bob and I's favorite lazy feature, you can click resend. And then this same email will pop up. You can then just lightly edit it. One of the other things that I did want to mention here is the placeholders. So this, if you have placeholders, this is how you can plug those in to this email. I believe because this was a custom list that wasn't showing in there. So let me dig in a little bit more because there's a couple things that I wanted to show that I don't think we covered. Yeah, so we discussed this a little bit. So you can, in the organization section, this is how you can add multiple people within your organization to have access to your email dashboard. So they will need to have an account with RunSignup, GiveSignup, or TicketSignup. But then once they have an account, you can then add them as a having access to the organizational email dashboard. All right. So a couple other things, and then we'll do a little bit more on email sending, is email reports. So this is going to show us the email reports. This is part of some of the things that we are actively, working on, is increasing the analytics and information we're sharing on this. You can see the number of requests, the number delivered, opens, unique opens, clicks, unique clicks, bounces, and spams. So what does it look like to send an email? So let's go through that process. So we're going to select recipients. So you can see here, let's say I wanted to send to a specific campaign. We're going to type in pancake, and you can see, oh, I spelled it wrong. There we go. So we can see now that I can send an email to all purchasers of the pancake breakfast. So I could then show past events. I could go over to my custom lists. I'm going to take this out. Donors, attendees, participants. So in this case, I went through and searched for pancake, got the pancake. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yes, I'm good with that. And then what's the subject line? For everyone. So then from there, this should look familiar if you've seen our new email platform. So I can build an email from scratch. I can build a basic template. If you have a newsletter format or email format that you're from your current platform, you could upload the HTML, and then that will then do that. That will display the way you want, and then you could save that as one of your saved templates. So I'm going to use our basic template. Once I get in here is where I can start customizing. So I can change the name. I could potentially change the logo there. I can go in and change the content. I can change the buttons. I can then go in and add additional text sections. I can add in images, etc. All of this going through this process, and then I can click preview email. Where's my, oh, I think I added an image, but didn't do it. So I'm gonna take that out. There we go. All right. So preview. So now I can see what the email looks like. Again, I can also look at what it's gonna look like on mobile. I think that's good. Click continue. And finally, I can review the placeholders now of what I can plug into here. And now that it's in here, I could potentially put in, first name, last name, etc. I can drop those things into the email. I can then review the email. I can decide if this is a marketing email or a transactional email. Then I can schedule the send and then confirm the email.
What's the difference between marketing and transactional email, Brian?
Yeah, so it's going to depend on some people's definitions, but a transactional email would be, generally speaking, an email that is the who, what, when, where. So if you have a relationship with this person on the list, and they need to know the who, what, when, where, specifically like using an event as an example, sending somewhere that here's where you should go, here's where you should park, that's generally a transactional email. Or another would be like receipts or recognition of donation. Those are generally considered transaction. And then marketing would be, hey, you've done the pancake breakfast last year. Would you like to come back and do the pancake breakfast this year? So that is kind of the overview of the email system. I'm sure we have lots of questions to talk about, but if you guys want to go ahead and put in the questions, I've got a couple more slides here to go over. So go ahead and start putting your questions in if you feel like something hasn't been covered or would like a little bit more information. So this is a really big project for us. We consider this a core functionality of our system. So we've always had email, and this is just us stepping further into email, meaning that we have developers that are dedicated to working on this project basically year round. So what's coming up next? Better and easier list selection. So you saw there's quite a bit of information there. So we're going to try to group that and make it easier for you to figure out what list you want to target or exclude. We want to plug in more system contacts, and system contacts are contacts that are fed from the RunSignup, GiveSignup, TicketSignup database. So that would be event donors, fundraisers, members. Adding a number of more email templates. You'll have different options within our basic templates where it's really easy to plug and play and send out nice looking emails, as well as additional content block options. If you're a partner with RunSignup, we're going to be plugging in this functionality into the partner dashboard roughly in the next 2 months. I mentioned a few times that we're going to be adding more analytics and reporting that will show up in the email dashboard. Another one I'm really excited about is some drip campaigns and trigger emails based on actions. So we're going to be working on different action types that will create automated emails. So if this, then that, or this, then that. And then customer support or contact lists. So all the people who have run your 5K more than twice and donated more than $100. So ways to filter lists upon multiple options. And then you may or may not know, but we have within our analytics engine, we're recording, where registration's coming from. So did they come from an email? Did they come from a referral? Did they come from a Facebook post? Did they come from a custom source link? We will then be able to plug that into the email list so you can target those people. So that is the full presentation. Let's see what we have for questions.
Brian, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think we've released the save draft email yet, right?
That's a good question. Let's go back here. I don't see that.
I don't think so. No, it's coming shortly. The way to do a kind of a hacky workaround is just send the email to yourself, but then once you've sent an email, there's copy and resend type of capabilities.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. That's an easy way to do that. But yeah, we will be adding draft emails here pretty quickly.
Can you go in and edit an email, Brian, and show how the replacement fields work?
Sure. All right. Let's
create
see.
a new one if you want.
Okay. All right. So send email here. Let's see. I don't know if my browser's just frozen.
Okay, but basically the way it works is that when you're in a content section, when you're in a block, you can actually either pick from this drop-down menu that appears on the upper right-hand side, and it will show you all the replacement tags that you have, or you can start typing % and then F, and it will automatically fill in like the replacement tags that start with the letter F, and just hit enter and you'll get that. So so it's pretty easy to do. And then there was kind of a question that's kind of related to that. So will duplicate emails be removed? The answer to that is yes, unless the replacement tag generates a unique email. An example of that might be that I might have signed Brian and myself up for an event, and I just put in my own email. I did not put in Brian's email. So I would get 2 emails if, say, our bib number was included as a custom content field in the emails. So I get one for me and then one for Brian with his information. Our organization does 5 major vendor shows from May through September. Could we use this to notify our vendors and pick out certain vendors for the various shows?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you build your vendors as lists, you may want to put them in individual lists just so you can include, exclude easily. But 100%, yeah, absolutely. That we're not kind of limiting how you can use the email platform. If that's a useful function for you, use it.
Yeah, and and the following question was, could we do a mass email to send out to all of our vendors? And the answer obviously is yes.
Yeah,
Um,
so what would be useful to me is, having those vendors broken down by lists, and then you can combine all of those into that mass, email. But if you have them segmented in some sort of way, you could do both of those things.
yeah, so you could email your May vendors separately from your June vendors, things like that. Are there features to avoid spam folders?
So yes and no. So if you send out a lot of emails a bunch of times, eventually you will get flagged as spam. If you're pretty thoughtful about, hey, we send out a few emails to this list, and it's a pretty curated list, and they're receptive to that, you won't have any trouble. We've had, about how, I think, wasn't it 150,000 person list sent out?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. And that customer sent that like that type of email out multiple times, and they're still getting good high quality delivery off of that. The other comment I'll make is that we actually do a lot of work kind of on the back end email infrastructure side. We use SendGrid underneath the covers to send all of our emails. And we actually send through about 10 different SendGrid accounts such that we can balance the load, and that we monitor those different accounts such that say one of our customers sent a spammy email, and SendGrid and or say Comcast or Gmail degraded the quality sending from that SendGrid account. We'd switch everybody over to one of the other 9, and then we would basically fix that, because you can contact Comcast or Gmail to correct the issue. We would know which customer was a spammy customer, and we have cut off a couple of spammy customers at our company in the past. So we keep track of all that stuff. We happen to have a pretty high quality score because our customers tend to send a lot of emails to very known lists. So there's not a lot of kind of blind email marketing that happens. There's a lot of emails that are going out to event participants that are just informational, and so because of the volume of those sorts of things, it just scores very high. And we also take care that we watch to see if certain emails are blocked or whatever, then we remove those from sending again. So we're not kind of repeatedly making the same mistake over and over again, or we try not to. You're showing the tags here, Brian?
yeah, so I think my computer got a little overheated from running GoToWebinar and doing this stuff. But anyways, I was able to grab the Manage Tickets button. So for this list, one of the replacement tags that was available because they used our ticket platform was the Manage Tickets button. So depending on what list that you pick, there will be different replacement tags available. So in this case, if I wanted to send an email out, let's say I'm expecting bad weather at my race or bad weather at my event, I could send this out and give people the ability to transfer to another time or another date, for example. Like that's a great example of using our replacement tags and doing something that is very difficult to do outside of our environment.
The other thing that's pretty cool is that the replacement tags that show on that little right-hand drop-down, Brian, are actually context aware. They know the replacement tags that are available based upon your sender list. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were sending an email to a bunch of donors, it would be donation amount and things like that that would be in there.
Yeah, it's super smart. It will take people a little bit of time to get used to it because if you start mixing and matching lists, there will be less replacement tags. Um, Whereas if you're hitting, specific types of lists, you'll have a very unique set of replacement tags that can be very useful to use.
Next question. If I used email marketing last year, do I still need to start a new email account?
Not necessarily. If you only have one event that you do with us, and that is the only event you do, and that's the only email marketing you intend to do, then you don't necessarily need to set up this organizational email account. Let's say you do 5 events with us, or maybe you do 3 events with us and 2 events somewhere else, and this might attract you to do 2 more events with us. That's where setting up this organizational email can be very useful, is that you can then send out broadcast emails through our platform for free to promote all of your events.
Exactly. But if it's within an event, you'll see email, especially in the registration platform, you'll see email and then you'll see email version 2. When you click on email version 2, you'll have to click a quick setup to get that going. For organizational email, you need to go to like the RunSignup, GiveSignup, TicketSignup main pages to kind of start there, like Brian showed earlier in the webinar. Does analytics include the best time to send out emails?
Not right now. There's quite a bit of study about that. I've actually been doing a fair amount of email marketing using our platform with customers. And one of the things that is kind of amazing is how long it is from I sent an email, I think 3 weeks ago, and in promoting, hey, our t-shirt design is out. And that was the #1 performing email this week. And I sent a new email out this week saying, hey, this is the last chance you have to register for this event because it's this weekend. That other email eventually will probably outperform, but it just shows you like how long people keep emails in their inbox, and people open emails a bunch of times before they take action. So I think subject line and having something catchy in there is probably more important in this day and age than specific send times, unless you have a sellout event or something like that.
What about email marketing in clubs? Do you want me to answer that, or do you want to take it?
Yeah, if you want to take that one.
Yeah, so it's not available in clubs at this point in time. Organizational email marketing, you'll be able to use that for clubs, but I don't think that the contact list type is for clubs is there yet, Brian.
But that is on the list to get added.
Yeah, it's on the list to get added, but it's not quite there yet. So in the next 3 weeks, and then we are and we've started working on it this time, doing a major new release of clubs. They'll probably see the signs publicly around the end of the calendar year, but it'll be a major new release, and we'll be able to migrate all of our existing club users over to that. And that will take advantage of the new email marketing system. It'll take advantage of the new website capabilities and so forth. So that'll be really quite exciting. I have an annual event. Will it create a different email grouping for each year and or allow me to combine them?
The answer is yes and yes.
Cool. I think this is the last one. BikeReg added a MailChimp integration, as in it can export BikeReg emails to MailChimp. Is that something you have or have planned?
We have an integration with MailChimp. I personally, you're welcome to use MailChimp and pay for it, but kind of the purpose of today's presentation is hopefully as we continue to build this email system out, that you'd be able to take advantage of the free email. But yes, we do have an integration with MailChimp.
And the integration is actually pretty nice because you can actually send over tags as well. So you can send over those, QR code tags and things like that. And then MailChimp has a tagging type of a system as well. Can we send a test email first for our client to approve before sending it to everyone?
I don't think that there's a test email yet.
No, that kind of comes along with the
The
draft
draft.
thing. There's a couple of things there that we're working on that aren't available yet.
Yeah, and to wrap that up a little bit is that I wanted to put at the top here organizational email beta. We know there's more features to be added and we have people working on it, but Bob's philosophy is ship it. So we shipped it out the door. We appreciate the feedback we're going to get on it, and we don't intend to leave it in its state that it's in, but we really think it's important with many organizations kind of financially taking a hit due to the pandemic, to be able to add a feature like this for free for our customers so that they can get in and, potentially, I mean, I've talked to some people, they believe that this is going to save them, anywhere from $50 to $500 a month. And we think that's really important to do.
Can I do a golf event through RunSignup on my existing race?
100% yes. And the beauty is that you can use any URL you want. So we also, you could set up your golf tournament because of the complexity, say you need teams or peer-to-peer fundraising or something like that. But then you could use our GiveSignup URL, or you could even map your own subdomain or actual URL to our system if you prefer to have it branded. One of the most important things I'm trying to point out here is that you can set it up through RunSignup, but you don't have to use that domain publicly.
Yeah, the way we run is it's like the single platform. Think of it as like a single database, and you can kind of use whatever URL you want.
And we have lots of golf tournaments that do that for a variety of different reasons.
Will past events automatically generate an email list?
Yes, as long as you have access to that event and it's tied to that payment account, yes.
So how do you actually set up an organizational email marketing account?
Yeah, let's go do that real quick. So go to runsignup.com, and you can do this on GiveSignup and TicketSignup. Click on free email marketing. Click create your free organizational email, and then you're just going to fill out this wizard. We'll go ahead and do that. All right, reply to email bob@runsignup.com.
Which doesn't work. It's bob.pickle, so very good.
Oh,
Oh, you know my phone number off the top of your head too. That's very good.
Yeah. Oh, what's my favorite one? adventuresignup.com. There we go. It's not a nonprofit. Do we have events? Yes. We have 5, and we get 500 attendees. And we're agreeing to that. And we're going to go ahead and then use existing payment account. Ooh, I can tie this one to Cone.
Yeah,
there we
tie it
go.
to Eric.
There we go. And now we're done. And now we're in the dashboard.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things about this is that we're going to do the same thing for websites. And so it makes it kind of this official process you're going through to create your email account. It's an official process to create websites. And all this stuff is going to be fed by the events that you do with us, because we're an event company. And so all the events we can help you with, we just feed all that stuff right into it.
So just confirming, no limit to number of people you can have in your organizational email list?
There's a limit on upload. So you cannot upload more than 100,000 people at a time.
The reality is that you can. That's a soft, but keep it to 100,000 at a time. And I think kind of the largest one I've seen is somewhere right around 1 million. So the system's designed to be very scalable, and our business model is much different than MailChimp's, right? So MailChimp has to make money off of sending emails, and they have to scale their business so that a larger customer pays them more money, and the way that they do their pricing is based upon the number of contacts. So if you happen to have a lot of contacts that you want to send email to, it winds up being kind of expensive. The way we make money is we kind of sit on the, I call it sitting on the same side of the table as our customers. So we make money when our customers make money. So if more people sign up for events, that means our customers are making money and we're making money. And so we want to promote the use of that. And so that's why we provide free email. Holy cow, I can't imagine having 100,000.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's this timer customer of ours that's sending out 136,000 emails like once a week. It's amazing. I you know, like Brian was showing the chart that we send about 30 million a month or so. I think in about 3 or 4 months time, we'll be hitting around 60 million a month. The new email system is so much nicer and so much more powerful, and it's just going to be really good. Yeah, I know it's really important to get it for clubs. There is a ton of stuff that we can do with clubs and websites and email. And I apologize, but we can't really force fit it into the old email system. We want to do it the right way. And so you're just gonna have to bear with us for a little while. It's a little bit kludgy to kind of export. You'll be able to, the organizational email, hopefully in the next month or so, you'll be able to click a button that says send it to club members. But we'll have it tightly integrated with clubs and have that be really, really nice around the end of the year. Is there integration with social media like Facebook?
There's not. That's something that I've got on my wish list for the future. I'll see how much I've spent quite a bit of work capital here on pushing this project pretty hard. So I don't know how much capital I have left. I may be in debt at this point.
Brian. You got nothing.
Yeah. So I like that is on my wish list, is the ability to, when you send an email, to then be able to post to Facebook that same like newsletter or promotion. But that one may be a little ways down the road.
It's definitely on our list. Actually, on the Facebook side, TikTok side, various things. We actually do have incremental releases coming out over the next kind of days and next week. So we're updating the Facebook Pixel, and we're going to be supporting the Facebook API, so that Facebook can get around the Apple limitations. And then we also TikTok is actually available now. That's available in our registration platform, and will be available on our ticket platform shortly as well. So there's a whole bunch of like tracking stuff that's actually happening right now. I think that's it, Brian. I think we exhausted them.
Well, good. Now I'm hopeful that we'll see a bunch of people utilize this, and you know, by the time this summer, and that is one other thing to mention if you're still on, is that we are planning to do a summer symposium. We're going to be sending details out soon, and I think we're going to have probably a pretty big session and a lot of questions and a lot of interest in this functionality, whether it's the new email system or the organizational email. I think we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about this at the summer symposium.
This is a nice closing comment. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. So are we.
Yes, thank you all for joining us and asking great questions, and we're excited to keep moving forward with this project.